Hey community, welcome to this reading. My name is Elena and this is Angel's Cup Tarot. In this video, we will be exploring how your person feels about you and get advice that Spirit has to offer. I'll provide you with valuable insights that will help you understand your person's true feelings for you. I'll guide you through a journey of self-discovery and help shed light on the complex dynamics of this relationship. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more insightful readings. Today, we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. You can pause the video if you need some time to pick and choose a pile. I'll provide the timestamps down below so you can click right to your reading. Let's get started. Hey pile 1, if you chose the Alice in Luna's tarot deck or this labradorite crystal, then this is your reading. And before we begin, your support means a lot to me and helps me create more content that resonates with you. By liking this video, you can also help other people discover this reading and receive the guidance they may need. So if you enjoy this reading, please take a moment to like and share it with others who may benefit from it. To grow our community, it's the easiest way to support our community and me. For your tarot, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Magician in reverse, the Hanged Man in reverse, and then we have the King of Swords upright, 7 of Swords upright, the 6 of Cups upright, and the 9 of Cups upright. These both were bottom of the deck, and I was called to use them. So the 8 of Pentacles in reverse to clarify the Knight of Swords in reverse, and the 9 of Swords upright, the 9 of Cups upright, okay. Then we have the World upright, the Hierophant upright, and then we have calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Let's get that right here. And then for your Harry Potter card, we have experiencing loss. And it says, things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way we expect. Luna Lovegood, Harry Potter, and the Order of the Phoenix. Have you ever experienced the return of something you thought you'd lost? What were the circumstances? Okay. Wow, pile 1. We see the circumstances. This is really interesting. I think your person, when it comes to their feelings, they definitely do have feelings for you. And we'll get to that with this 9 of Cups here twice. It's obvious that they have feelings for you. But what we see is someone who is going inside when it comes to the way they viewed this connection before, and especially the way they viewed you. I think that they believe they've misjudged you in the past and they came to wrong conclusions about the connection, about you. And I would say that they rather rushed to conclusions, and I'm hearing took the wrong turn when it comes to the situation, which is really specific, seeing the Knight of Swords being clarified by the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. This is just telling me that the way they handled things came from distorted notions, and that definitely did lead to an emotional setback. And I would say for the both of you, you were very curious when it came to this person. And I would say that you were trying to get their perspective, why they handled the way they handled things, why they acted a certain way. And you also cherished their opinions. With this Magician in reverse and the 9 of Swords, this person couldn't bring the connection to a stable state, or couldn't bring themselves into that state of seeing it for what it is, and maybe not projecting onto you what they've been through in the past, or how they viewed certain people in the past that were like you, or that reminded them of something that is connected to your relationship or to your situation. So they draw a connection to things you did, the way you handled yourself, and that was flawed. It wasn't the way to go about things, the way be to communicate your feelings. And I would say in the past, they viewed relationships like an investment for the future almost, and for their stability. But weirdly, they did not really get like their emotions intertwined. And with this 9 of Swords clarifying the Magician, that didn't take them far. In the end, the way they handled things in the past, that made them suffer and made them go within, I would say. They dramatically shifted their perspective with the Hanged Man in reverse. they shifted their perspective and then came to the conclusion that, you know what, it's easier than they thought. It can be easy if you just take certain things face value, don't overanalyze. And this overanalyzing really does make me think that they sort of stepped into their female energy when it came to that analyzing process, though I would say that this can certainly be a male figure because we see so much Knight and King energy. So I would say that the majority of you is asking about a male. This is super specific, like someone was almost activated to their emotions, and for a long time they did not listen to that. They did not believe that it's valuable to be guided by emotions, to be guided by your inner knowing. Yeah, I'm actually seeing someone who thought that it wasn't as valuable to let your emotions take you to the next step, like take you to the next level. It's more about analyzing a situation, and therefore they did not even bring that into the mix. Like their emotions didn't matter as much because they view connections merely as a means to an end and as an investment into the future. And sure, they can be an investment, but they did not want to let their emotions get a hold of them when it came to making very important life decisions or decisions in like deciding who they're going to spend the most time with, who they're going to invest in. And they really did see this almost transactional, like a transaction. A relationship was that for them. And due to knowing you and experiencing this connection, experiencing your energy, they came into an energy that was more introspective. With a Magician in reverse, I think that they did experience hardship when it comes to this connection, but also in that energy field, like something really shifted for them to get out of this Hangman in reverse. I think they really overcomplicated things for them and for you, and they know. And it's almost giving me this sense of, no, it's actually giving me the sense of being a little ashamed of thinking they went wrong, or yeah, being pretty harsh on themselves. Maybe it's justified, probably justified, in which I like the most significant thing to me is this evolution from the Knight of Swords to the King of Swords we see. And we also see a lot of nines, 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups twice, 9 of Cups twice. This is talking about someone being almost there, someone being almost where they need to be. And in order to do so, they needed to gain clarity on the situation, but also on the way they previously saw relationships. And I would say, yeah, you know what a common thing these days is? That you see yourself hyper individualized, and then other people are almost background noise. And I would say that is due to social media and due to like a shift in perception generally by consuming a lot of media and consuming the way the narrative has shifted so drastically. And this person was just, that was almost like spirit interfering and telling us, yeah, this person was part of that collective understanding that everything else is almost background noise, and it's always about you solely making choices for you, viewing everything as extremely external from you. And they're not the same person anymore. They evolve due to this situation into making better decisions, and they're aware of that. That's their perspective right now. How they feel about you is that now they get to make better decisions. Now they see where they were flawed, but they're almost ashamed of the way they viewed things before. And now I would say that they understand why it's crucial to take your emotions into the mix and not make decisions solely based on logic and viewing everything as just a means to an end and solely like a transaction, which is common sense, obviously, but you have to feel it. And if you don't let your emotions guide you, then you're not going to be part of that awareness. And they definitely did shift their awareness to a state in which, yeah, they basically let their emotions guide them. And they think that you had like a huge part in this. And I would say that they highly cherish this connection and highly cherish your part in their evolution. And I would also say that in general, life feels much clearer to them since you've been part of it. Everything seems to be crystal clear now. Things that did not make sense in the past, where they thought they couldn't manifest certain things, or they thought that they were blocked from achieving a sense of emotional fulfillment, that has shifted for them. And in the past, they thought things needed to be super complex, overanalyzed, and now they see clearer. They're still in this process of analyzing things, but they're coming from a much more grounded and mature state. And I'm getting this crystal clear thought patterns, stepping into a very light version of male energy, the light side of male energy. And that's the transit that they made from their previous energy, which was distorted in a sense, but it feels like they really came to conclusions fast, made disinformed decisions, and they regret that. And I would say that anything that isn't going smoothly in this connection right now is solely based on them being a little ashamed of the past. And I would say, in a sense, they're justified to do so. Because I would say that this may have also been crucial, even if it was for a short time, for your own happiness. Because if you feel a very strong connection, then you're going to be dragged down by anything like this person. Like if this person does drastic things towards, like regarding the situation, maybe even uses harsh words to describe certain things, or I think this is mostly about thought patterns that they had, and then that transferred to the communication you had. So it could just be like patterns in communication that weren't serving the connection, that weren't honest, and that weren't from a state of sharing emotionally and feeling like they had to run to the next best thing, not from a place of lack, but feeling like it's almost like going on a certain amount of dates and then trying to figure if that person fits you. But like it's giving like speed dating type of vibes in the past, and then always trying to figure, is this person like great for this transaction? And like it's not a transaction, right? It's, you have to discern, and this person didn't do like great discernment when it comes to that, and they know. So this is in the mix when it comes to their feelings toward you. But there's a lot more lightness in this King of Swords, like how he's eyeing with like one, like giving like this side eye, being vulnerable for the first time. And the King of Swords usually isn't vulnerable, but we have this World card clarifying the King of Swords. They've come to the conclusion that you matter to them, that you mean a lot to them, that you mean the world to them, and that you fit into their world just fine. And it's also growing together and allowing that process, and this person realizes that. And I would say that they want to show up in this connection. I would say they want to provide in this connection. And I would also say that they want to provide you with the clarity they've now received for themselves. Yeah, but with the Seven of Swords we see here, to me, it's this, I messed up with overanalyzing, not getting real insight, because it's clarified by the Hierophant, which is telling us getting inside and transforming that into your experience that the two of you share. And it's also significant when we see the Magician in reverse from previous energy that they had, not being able to transform something. And now they feel like they gained insight. They gained insight and clarity, definitely. And now they have a better stand in bringing this about. I think they quite significantly shifted their perspective. And I would also definitely say that this person wants to be the leader in this connection. And they definitely most significantly shifted their perspective of themselves in connections, in relationships, in love matters, in what it takes to get to the next stage when it comes to, I want to say dating, but I would say that they view it quite differently now. And definitely they view this connection differently now. They view you as very valuable for their emotional support, and also they get a lot of insight on their emotional realm, and that comes from you. You provide that for them. And I would say that they want to provide clarity, whatever that means, but they definitely have deep feelings for you. And this Oracle card says calling in your soulmate. And if you know my readings, you will already know that I don't like to refer to it as soulmates when it comes to these readings, because it's a general pick a card reading, and I do not view it as ethical to tell anyone who's just viewing these readings, that is your soulmate that you're inquiring about, because I don't see the people that I'm reading for. And yeah, energy always shifts and changes. Yeah, I just don't view it as ethical to tell someone from a pick a card reading that someone's their soulmate. So this card wanted to come out. It's just clarifying for us that they have very deep feelings for you, and this depiction is them viewing you as someone who has insight, someone who can give them emotional stability and wants to provide in exchange, I would say, and also wants to provide a lot of clarity and insight and have your back in this. And I would mostly say that they back up your emotions when it comes to this connection, and they value that most about you, how much clarity you gave them. And I would say that you gave them some space to gain that clarity, to gain a lot of like shifts when it comes to their perception. And there seems to have been quite a few shifts when it comes to their perception and the way they went about things, the way they view everything. There seems to be a significant time span in the past where they really had time to always go back to the drawing board and always reminisce about this situation and their stand in it. And they are grateful for you providing that time and having done so that they could gain this clarity. And I would say that is what mostly makes them want to back you up when it comes to like providing. This is really giving like someone who wants to provide with clarity and also stability so that you two can emotionally grow together. And I'm always getting that they want to create a safe space for the two of you to communicate in a way that will allow the two of you to communicate more effectively when it comes to emotions. But I would say that they also, with this 2 times the 9 of Cups, they also feel a lot of support, emotional support when it comes to you. They can tap into that. And I would say they're quite able to tap into your love and tap into the feelings that you have for them. And they're super aware that you mean the world to them and that you bring, I would say that you provide them with emotional stability because they feel like you're a very emotional, stable person, or you come out of this situation, you've come out of this situation being way more emotional, stable than this could have turned out. Like they did not expect things to turn out the way they did. And that also did lead to them shifting their conscious. I would also say that they're reluctant to get to know you more and gain an even deeper understanding of the connection and of you. And they are open to receiving your love, I would say. And they also want to share that. But I still see someone who's trying to be analytical about things and still see someone who's strategic with their moves towards you. I would say that the two of you share lovely memories where you had a lot of fun, maybe with a girlfriend, mostly with a girlfriend, or in a setting where you opened up and you were, I would say, chatty about certain things or how you felt. And you were definitely sharing some stuff that got them more insight when it comes to you. And now they reminisce about that time and they do see the significance this event played when it comes to this connection and when it comes to what you two have, what you two share. Yeah, and they think they've been foolish for the way they handled things in the past. For the longest time coming, they thought that you did not see things clear. You couldn't see clearly, and you brought about a lot of hardship to the situation, and it was harder than it would have needed to be. But now they can see clearly, like, you didn't know what you were doing all along. It wasn't as complex. Things weren't complex at all. It was easy the whole time. I would say that they just did not want to view it that way due to probably circumstances which do not include you. And I would say mostly trying to figure out what they want for themselves. Yeah, that was a process for them. And I would say that in the past, due to what they did, they messed up a great opportunity you guys had into having a lot of, like, there was a certain opportunity, a certain event where you two could have had tons of fun. And they sort of messed that up by the way they handled the situation, by the way they thought things needed to go. And I would still say that they feel like you give them the upper hand and they enjoy that. But now they come to conclusions differently because you gave them the time and space to do so. It's almost giving like chapters of a book, reading chapters of a book. There was this chapter and then there was the next chapter. The two of you had like really significantly giving chapters. And I would say that right now they hope for this bright future. They see you thriving emotionally. And if that's not the case, then they believe that to be the case. With the Six of Cups and the Nine of Cups, it's very similar what we see at the end. They just see you thriving. Like they think not only on your own, but also in connections you thrive. Yeah, and with this Harry Potter card we chose, obviously we didn't choose, it fell out. But obviously this is talking about losing someone and hoping that it will return. But with all of this strategy they bring to the table, I think Spirit's sort of intervening and saying like, maybe it's not going to be the exact way this person's trying to bring this situation about or trying to regain your affection when it comes to this situation. They do strategize. They're trying to come to a game plan when it comes to this to, have you back in their life, regain your affection. And they're using all of their wisdom that they can gain or they think that they've gained, which is funny. It's giving like a very specific scenario, or like the energy is like gather up and then trying to consult like each brain cell in bringing this about, like really going deep when it comes to strategizing the situation of how to bring this back and how to regain your trust and regain that perceived comfort that they had with you due to this emotional support. And I would say that is the biggest takeaway that you provide when it comes to this person is emotional support, is fun times. It's having someone who shows you that life doesn't need to be one-dimensional. Life isn't all about rational thinking and fighting your battles when it comes to this. It's like there's so much more to life, and they view you as a door to enter a space and where that is allowed for them to indulge in that, where it's allowed for them to indulge in fun times and have like a very stable, easy and emotional fulfilling experience. Life feels easy when you're around them. Life makes much more sense when you're around them. They feel like they have way more control when you're around. And now I'm thinking about a specific book that this is giving. I think the book is called Flatland. It's a very old book and it's about conceptualizing dimensions. I would say that it is what it is for me, at least. So in this book, it's about viewing things in a 2D perspective. And I would say that it gains more, like it helps you gain more insight about the 3D experience and more dimensions and being able to perceive that. And that's how this person is viewing you. Like whenever they're not around you or don't have you as part of their life, it's like they're a citizen of Flatland. And once you re-emerge into their life, then it's having like a real 3D experience. And I would say that it's even more than that for them. Like it's not that only that contrast, it's more like with this Hierophant being here, they get like more insight once they're around you. And that's why they're trying so hard in strategizing here. And I'm not sure how you feel about it, because today that's not what we're going to do. We're going to get some advice, and I cannot wait to see the advice that Spirit has for you on this situation, because it's so specific how your person feels. And I cannot wait to see what Spirit has to say for your part in the situation. But we see someone who is very, who has matured, definitely. The only thing that is still, I'm not sure how well that sits with me is the Seven of Swords, the strategizing to win you back. I'm not sure what Spirit has to say about it, but we see someone deep in their feelings and someone who's also revisiting memories of the past when it comes to the two of you, and seeing your perspective now and seeing where they messed up and they had a flawed perception and they thought it was the rational way of seeing things. They did not take into account the emotional depth of this connection and emotions at all. Like, as I was saying, they did not value emotions when it comes to making decisions. And I would say that that is crucial for men to do so. Maybe that's not as crucial for women, but I would say that definitely it's more crucial for men to be led by emotions so that they know who they want to spend their life with. But yeah, or however, like whatever fits for you, right? When it comes to this connection. Yeah. So let's get some advice on your situation. Pile 1 for your advice. Tarot cards, we have 3 of Swords upright, 6 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the High Priestess in reverse. We have the 8 of Wands upright, Page of Pentacles upright, Four of Cups in reverse, King of Cups reversed, the Emperor reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, Nine of Swords reversed, Temperance reversed, and then we have this Harry Potter card in reverse. It's a Battling Our Fears in reverse. And it says, in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Professor Remus Lupin forms a special bond with Harry as he helps him learn how to fight Dementors. But Professor Lupin also has a secret. He's a werewolf, a condition that has taken a great toll on his life as he has no control over his actions when he is in his werewolf form. Professor Lupin's struggle with this aspect of his identity shows itself most notably in his decision to leave Hogwarts at the end of the school year. Despite being a skilled and excellent teacher, he is too afraid of unintentionally hurting someone to remain at the school. Do you have your own personal werewolf that you struggle with? Do you feel that your attitude toward it is justified, or like Professor Lupin could be letting fear hold you back from living your full life? And that was in reverse. So with the Three of Swords being clarified by the King of Cups in reverse, it's Spirit saying, validate your feelings. They're valid. You are going through heartbreak, and that is valid. When someone isn't showing up right, it is for you to honor your own feelings. See how this Three of Swords card is depicted by a woman holding these cards in front of her chest, the sword cards. It's honoring the cards you've been dealt with and seeing things as they are, and not shying away from taking inventory of what went down, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. So there's 2 ways this could be. If you are a girl asking about a guy, then the following reading will be for you, like the advice section will be for you. If you're a male and you're asking about a female, the advice section here is going to be so different that I cannot touch upon it. Why I chose to read for the female energy here is because in the main reading, their feelings, we saw someone asking mostly about a male figure. So your whole reading, if I taken it from a male perspective, then would have definitely been different, completely different. So this whole advice section would be completely different. So sorry if I exclude someone here, but it's pretty obvious. Like, how's like, I'm not going to say like it's pretty obvious, but for most of you, it's just going to be a male figure, and it would just be so confusing if I put into the mix that this may also be directed for a male asking for advice here, because that's just going to be a total different, like, that's not even the same book, though we see like the same cards, but that's going to be something completely different, because Spirit's really differentiating between the energies here right now. So we're going to continue reading this for a girl asking for advice here. Then the Six of Pentacles in reverse, clarified by the Emperor, would direct us to this being one-sided charity, and Spirit telling us that this is one-sided charity. If someone doesn't show up emotionally vulnerable, doesn't let you in on their emotions, does not give you stability in return, it's going to be one-sided charity. And the stability you're seeking with this person, they're not acting on it. And also, I was in the main reading when we were asking about their feelings, I was trying to get a hold of why the Emperor wasn't showing up, because it was indicated that that would be the natural progression from the perspective. And I was almost asking Spirit in that, like, in a microsecond, I was asking, like, why is the Emperor not here? And I almost wanted to say this is giving Emperor vibes, but I was like, no, if that was the case, then Spirit would have shown us. So Spirit tells us that this person hasn't shown up in the right way for you, and they haven't been stable and grounded so you could actually rely on them in a tangible sense, which is pretty backhanded, I'm gonna say it, because why? Really, like, the progression was there, everything was there, and Spirit's now telling us this person did not show up for you stable in a stable way. And now that leads to you being in a state where you feel heartbroken, or yeah, also stabbed in the back, we see that, but heartbroken. I would say that this has affected your heart space. Yeah, definitely, we see that with the Four of Cups in reverse being here. And the Four of Cups is super significant in the whole reading because of how it is depicted in the card. This girl, this female character, she's bottled up, and in front of her is a key she cannot reach because she's in a bottle. And this isn't the usual depiction of the Four of Cups. It is giving more giving more of a Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords type of vibe. And I did recently create a tarot deck in which the Eight of Swords looks similar. In this reading, we're going to take that into account, the specific depiction of the Four of Cups. Yeah, with the Three of Swords here being clarified by the King of Cups in reverse. Spirit's advice is to own your feelings, own your truth in the matter. Don't be gaslighted by the situation. Yeah, this being one-sided charity, and it's not about what did I do wrong here. It's more about how someone acts, shows up, or decides not to show up. It's not a reflection of you and your worth. It's just a reflection of them. That's like side note here. And the High Priestess in reverse as advice, followed by the Queen of Wands. I would say that you are frequently asking for advice about the situation, and you are taking on a perspective which is almost bird perspective, always trying to change your perspective on the situation, being very fluid when it comes to changing your perspective in order to understand the situation, understand this person. I want to say justify their actions, but this is Spirit telling us it isn't advice for you to do so. It's advice for you to look at the solid timeline of this connection and not try to pinpoint everything back to a higher meaning. And this pinpointing is really because it's destabilizing you further, and it's bringing you out of a state of being in a stable and more abundant suit. And Spirit wants to get you out of that. And it's telling you, I would say that you are trying to like get advice from your spirit guides, get advice from Spirit on the situation, really look at this from a higher perspective. And as much as I can relate to that perspective and that way of thinking or going about things, because obviously I do this a lot, Spirit is saying in this situation, please look at what's factually going on. Not like from a higher perspective, not from like energetic this, energetic that, just based on the solids and how someone's showing up for you or lack thereof. And I see a lot of destabilizing energy that just does not serve you with this Queen of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Swords in reverse. See how in this depiction of the Eight of Wands upright there are a lot of sticks, and they have like little heart pins on top. And this isn't the usual depiction of an Eight of Wands, because an Eight of Wands is mostly like moving very fast. It's a card that indicates a lot of movement and a lot of progression. And it seems as though that you are trying to get that movement and that progression by pinning down like everything about the situation and trying to pinpoint everything, like by getting insights, by constantly consulting. And I'm all for that. I'm the last person usually to tell you maybe like slow down on that one. But in this depiction, she really seems confused about the flying sticks, and this is giving like you know, in those shows like, or like detective documentaries where they pinpoint like certain events and like to get like a whole picture. And I feel as though that's something that you do when it comes to energetic insight you get on this person frequently. And whilst that may be absolutely valid, and obviously it's valid if you feel drawn, but the insight probably isn't even wrong. It is about not trying to see it from so many perspectives. It's validating thy feelings. It is looking at things from your perspective, asking yourself if this is serving you, if someone is providing here for you the way you want them to show up, the way you need someone to show up for you. Because if you were to let go of that, trying to focus on someone else's perspective, and I'm pretty sure you've gotten like a reading or something like where you try to figure out why this person's acting the way they are. And even like, I'm pretty sure for the majority of you, this is not just going to be this video, but like trying to figure why they act the way they act. And Spirit's telling us that it's more important how it makes you feel the way they act. Like, what is your perspective? What do you want from someone? Like, how do you need someone to show up in order to feel good about a situation, in order to feel seen and heard? And also with this Temperance in reverse, the Page of Pentacles, this is talking about two things. This person, we saw that in Spirit's giving us like some insight. This person either energetically or in solid form, I would say the latter, because it's the Page of Pentacles. It's coming forward with something stable, very slow though. They have something to offer here, but it's something minor compared to everything that already went down, compared to the overflow of emotions that you feel. And I would say that you feel out of place, like you have so much to give, and Spirit saying, no, that's valid to have so much to give. And someone's going to be so happy for what you have to give. Do not feel like you are too much. That's really with this Temperance here and the Four of Cups in reverse being depicted as someone being bottled up. It's like bottling up your emotions because you feel like you're too much. It's not reciprocated the way, and then someone shows up with like very minor action. This is like one thing we get from this Page of Pentacles. There's another thing, because it's clarified by the Temperance in reverse, is being honest about your feelings and honest about what you need in a connection. And what do you think this honesty would do in this connection? What would it do to the connection? Is this person showing up stable enough for you? Are they doing right in your book? It's not about their book. It's not if they feel justified or not doing what they did, showing up the way they did or lack thereof. It's not about their book. You have to recreate in order to understand. It is about your book. Are they showing up right in your book? Is that right in your book without their book, like in perspective, that you had to pinpoint together because they weren't being open, they weren't being emotionally mature, not showing up in that way? Is that enough? And with this Harry Potter card in reverse, see this transformation that the card is talking about from one state human to a werewolf. In the film, it's involuntarily, and it's something that the character cannot be blamed for, and they're good in nature. And Spirit's saying, rather, their actions here were justified with showing us that in reverse. Rather, you feel like by pinpointing everything together, you came to the conclusion that somewhat this is justified, does not make it right in your book. And also, it's taking us away from viewing it as involuntarily, because everyone has free will. And if someone decides to not show up the way you need them to show up, then that's on them. And Spirit's saying, put the burden down. Someone else's actions, you're not supposed to carry that on your back. You're not supposed to. With this Nine of Swords in reverse, clarified by the Eight of Wands, you're going to gain so much momentum if you can let go of the burden of this and just be completely honest with yourself, first with yourself. This is about doing the inner work here. It's about realizing what your perspective means to you and owning that, and not invalidating your truth. It's almost, I don't want to say it's like gaslighting yourself we see here, but then again, I feel as though Spirit's pointing out a disservice here to self, because you are more than capable, and you've shown that. You're more than capable of like real connections. And with this Fool of Cups in reverse, like, do not bottle up those emotions. Temperance in reverse, feeling like too much, especially with this Fool of Cups in reverse. Why do you put someone else's actions onto you, pretending that they were showing you something that you did not see in yourself, that you weren't worthy of someone showing up the way you needed them to? That isn't true at all. It's not true. It's just simply, it's not true. Someone else's actions are on that person. You did not bring that to the table. Why would you pretend that's on you? Why would you pretend your role in this is bigger than it is? You did serve this person. You did try to bring this about at one stage or another. And if this person keeps showing up in this Page of Pentacles, giving like small gestures when it's time for like something else, it's like this chapter thing is coming back. It's like this person wanting to rewrite chapter 1 over and over and over again, whilst you are like, we're past that, we're way past that, and you are way past that emotionally. So why would you participate in continuing to rewrite chapter 1 with this person? Let's get a clarifier, because I just feel like it's such a major message, and I definitely do not want to do this a disservice. So let's pull some cards. Please clarify the Eight of Wands for us. And I'm using a tarot where I only read the cards upright. Okay. We got another Page of Pentacles here. Okay. Let me tap into that. So we have the Major Arcana 8, which is the Strength. And it's here, it's fair decisions. Your angels are aware that you have concerns, but be assured that there's nothing to worry about. Stand your ground and know that heaven is shining its divine light upon the situation, and all is being healed. Take the time to review all the details thoroughly. Forgiveness will bring peace to everyone involved. And then we have Healer of Abundance. Never doubt that you can make a difference. Your creativity and ability to be innovative make you destined to succeed. It might be time to expand your career, but don't forget to leave time for family. This situation involves a person, possibly you, who's down to earth with a gift for design or decorating. He or she is open-minded and nurturing. And then you have the Ten of Abundance with the Fool of Cups in reverse. So opening up and being honest about your feelings and not trying to feel like you're too much will open up the way for you to experience your happy ever after, and you will have that. And Spirit's giving us a heads up, because I was like, this message is super harsh. Why, Spirit? And Spirit's like, and then I decided on this like rather vanilla card set, and Spirit's giving us a heads up here that everything's going to be fine. And with this Strength card, and it's an 8, and you have the 8 of Wands clarified by Strength, which is the Major Arcana 8. So this again is talking about the perspective shift, but in a way of like, I think you have the details of this connection down to the T. And fair decision means, in your case, being fair to oneself. It's be fair to yourself when you handle the information given. It's not about trying to always look at things from their perspective, because that's a disservice to yourself. And for some of you, I really do get the feeling that it might still be something that you can like pull together with this person, judged by the energies now, because being honest about what you truly want and what's important to you And I don't mean in a harsh sense. We do not have any sword suit here. We only have the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is only talking about putting down the burden of being overly just with someone, so much so that you are unjust with yourself, like that you're doing a disservice to yourself. It's viewing the situation more fairly in terms of energy and in terms of like who does what and who shows up stable in this connection, and let this person show up stable in this connection by letting them know. And you don't have to actively communicate that. Actually, you can communicate that by your energy shifting. And it's when you do the internal work of not trying to always view things from their viewpoint and always trying to justify everything or them not showing up in a sense that you need right now. It's when you just energetically shift, and that will be recognized by the person, definitely will be recognized. But it's also, in this sense, it's also probably communicating that, though I believe this to be not like confronting someone, because we don't see that at all. It's not like that there is like a Queen of Swords or any of that. So Spirit's not saying like confront this person, be like, you haven't shown up for me in that sense. It's being doing the inner work here and being aware of that, like being strong for yourself here by viewing the factual timeline of this, not the insights you got on that person and being like, wow, yeah, but they felt this way and that way, and I can relate and I can understand that, so it's justified. It's like, what do you need right now? Like, what is gonna make you happy and fulfilled? Because you have the 10 of Pentacles, which is the total fulfillment, like with stability. And I see you wanting someone who shows up in a stable way, and this person got a glimpse of that by showing up now in this Page of Pentacles. But is that going to serve you? And we have the Page of Pentacles twice. So this is clarifying what I was saying. Like, there's more than one side to this story when it comes to the Page of Pentacles. And there's also the story of, knowing your worth, moving forward, being more aware and more aligned with your own intrinsic value. And something has to shift here in awareness in order for you to really be gaining strong momentum to bring about your 10 of Cups, which is the outcome. Spirit's giving us a heads up, because I was like, my heart's pounding and I'm like, why do I have to bring this message across? And Spirit's like, nothing is spilled here. Pile 1 got it. Like, they're strong. They do know how to take extra good care. Like, they got it. And in terms of like Pentacles, like progression, we see nothing. It's like 0 to 10. I feel like something's missing here in terms of this advice section, and I would want to get more clarifiers on that one. Please clarify this progression for us, Spirit. Please clarify the progression. Please clarify the progression. That's too many, way too many. We don't have all day. Please clarify the progression for us. We have the Hierophant in reverse, yes. This is literally, you have the High Priestess in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. This is literally judging this book by the facts, not by higher insights when it comes to your well-being and your stability. It's really looking at the timeline and asking yourself, like, is this serving me? And then once you've come to a conclusion, it's like how you view this, then do the internal work here. Bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Swords in reverse. Clarity is not going to come out from outside. It's like you have to call the shots here. You have to call the shots and step into healing. And it says healer of abundance. So we have no progression because you already have what it takes to have like a happy ever after. You have like, you're the full package. Don't put anything on you, like someone's lack of showing up for you. Don't put that on yourself. Don't burden yourself with that. Like, go inside, ask yourself what you want, like how you would want someone to show up. This is a tough cookie because I feel like there's so much more to the picture, but Spirit's like giving us like probably the insight that you need right now. And there's like, Spirit's almost like no further insight with this Ace of Swords in reverse, almost stopping us in our tracks and saying like, probably saying resort to your day-to-day activities, resort to what gives you abundance, what makes you feel abundant, what makes you feel abundant when it comes to connections, when it comes to happiness in connections, to strengthen your decision making also, or your ability to discern again by tapping into what makes you feel abundant, what gives you a stable feeling, like what in your life is giving you stability, what is lighting you up, what is, and then try to focus on that instead of focusing on getting more insight on a person who is right now, as of right now, this person isn't showing up for you the way you need them to. And by healing this inside of you, that you feel like you come across as too much, or like you have to bottle up your emotions in order to be fit for this person. That's not going to be good for you. That's not justified here. So you know that, we know that, everyone knows, like, it's getting what you deserve, and what you deserve is nothing less than the 10 of Pentacles, and that's fulfillment, happiness. And it doesn't stop by showing us stability when it comes to tangible gains. It's also the happy ever after family card. So Spirit's saying like, that's what you deserve, and that's what you will have. And focus on that. Focus on the feeling you seek, the feeling you actually seek, in terms of healing that. And then you'll step into a energy and frequency that will accept nothing less, but it doesn't even involve you needing to argue for your worth, because we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. It's like not gaining more clarity, but it's also saying that the feeling I was getting when we saw these cards was like, it's not going to be like huge chit chat about this. And it's not advised. And I wouldn't see you as wanting to do so either. Like, I would say for the majority, this isn't even like something that you consider, like going up to this person and being like, you know what, like, I need you to show up XYZ. If that person decides to, they're going to do. And are you going to base your momentum on this person? Spirit's saying, please don't do, because this is holding you back from achieving true momentum, which you are more than capable of, for achieving your 10 of Pentacles, for achieving your happy ever after. And you're entirely loved. Always know that. And seek out situations, anything that makes you feel that way. And then you'll know. It will be a reflection, direct reflection, and you will know when something is right, or when someone is showing up right. And it doesn't say that it's absolutely not going to be this person. That's not what's in the cards. It's just what's in the cards is what's going on right now, and how you are reacting based on behavior or lack of movement in the connection prior. Lack of movement, or not even lack of movement, just someone not showing up the way they should, not being stable enough, not being emotionally mature, not being in a state that would settle you, and like not claiming you, I want to say, not making you feel stable and solid. Yeah, and I don't even know where this was going right now, but yeah, Spirit's like not giving us more insight than we already got, because like really advising you to go into like validating your feelings, validating your emotions, holding space for yourself, and gaining the clarity that you've gained, and trying to seek momentum in the happiness that you can right now already see around you. Anything that makes you happy, and go to very small things, like anything. Be aware of that. There's like such an aspect of awareness when it comes to what makes you happy, what gives you the sense of something progressing in a natural and stable, grounded way, even if it's not directly related to a romantic connection. Could be anything that would be positive, very positive for you right now to integrate that. In Pi 1, that's all I got for you. I hope it did resonate, and I hope it did help. And if you like this reading, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And also, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel and I hope to see you again soon. Bye! Hey Pile 2, if you chose the Tons of Luck at the Theme Park Tarot deck or this Rose Quartz Crystal, then this is your reading. Before we begin, I'm so grateful that you've chosen to join me for this reading. Your support means the world to me and helps me create more content that resonates with you. By liking this video, you can also help other people discover this reading and receive the guidance they may need. So if you enjoy this reading, please take a moment to like and share it with others who may benefit from it. To grow our community, it's the easiest way to support our community and me. Pile 2, what are your person's feelings towards you? For their tarot, we have the star upright and lovely depiction of the star, these two drinking champagne and glancing at the stars. Beautiful. And then we have temperance in reverse. Wow. And then we have 2 of cups. Pile 2. We have the 5 of cups upright. Oh, okay. Knight of Cups upright. And then we have the 2 of Swords. You're Pile 2 and you got 2 and 2. And then we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. And you got the 5 of Cups. And then, wow. Okay, and so many cards came flying out. It's illegal almost. Pile 2, but I took them anyway. So yeah, you have the 2 of Cups and, sorry, have to adjust something, and the 2 of Swords, and then you have the 5 of Cups upright and you have the 5 of Swords in reverse. Really getting like a full picture here. Yeah, so many cards came flying out, but I took them anyway. So, and then I even felt called to put the bottom of the deck that keep it. So that was the Queen of Swords in reverse. And then you have the 9 of Swords in reverse, clarifying the star. And then you have the Queen of Wands in reverse, clarifying temperance. And then you have Death upright, clarifying the 2 of Cups. And then you have the Queen of Cups, clarifying the 5 of Cups. Oh. King of Cups, clarifying the Knight of Cups. 4 of Pentacles, clarifying the 2 of Swords. Queen of Swords, clarifying the 5 of Swords and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. And then for your Harry Potter card, you got Battling Our Fears. And it says, a boggart is a creature that takes on the appearance of the thing a person fears the most. Fortunately, they can be defeated by a simple spell, Ridiculous, which will force the boggart to turn into something the wizard finds amusing instead. What would your boggart be? What shape would you force it to turn into if you could cast a ridiculous spell? And then you have heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly discuss your feelings for each other. Yeah, and I want to say right, but I can't because obviously this is just your person's feelings and we haven't seen the advice section. And after seeing pile number 1's advice, I do not want to come to hasty conclusions. So let's just read into your person's feelings here, really get deep into it. I mean, there's so much, like your person at this moment, for us to see, very open book, love to see their energy. This seems like the ultimate love reading to get. I'm trying to figure if I've gotten a reading like this for me before, but it's beautiful, honestly. With the star being here, clarified by the 9 of Swords in reverse, it's putting the burden down. Your person is putting the burden of sadness and grief down and of feeling like they hit a dead end in the connection. They want to put that down and really focus on, wow, that's so significant. See, in this 9 of Swords that we have, clarifying the stars, it's a perspective here. It's a shift in perspective for this person. Coming out of this 9 of Swords energy where this bunny sees a dead end, looking at the vastness of the universe, instead focusing on everything that does work, everything that makes this connection so unique and is so mind-blowing to this person. Good times, fun times, time shared together, everything that connects the 2 of you. And their cup is really running over when it comes to emotions towards you, and they don't even want to hold back. Yeah, they don't want to hold back, but they also don't want to lose a sense of self-respect, or it's frightening to them. I would say that in a sense, they're afraid they might lose something, or not lose something, but I would say that sometimes they're focused on things not going so smoothly for them before, or doesn't have to be with you, but I get like that you two share some sort of, maybe not some sort of history, maybe because with this pile I get like two scenarios, like one where there has been an end and it's like re-emerging, and this person just gained clarity on their emotions and their feelings toward you. And for others, this is like a few dates in, with this star being the first card here. This seems like, you know, things you would do when you start dating, but doesn't have to be. Even like when the relationship progresses, you two share like very happy moments, and you can also reminisce about this, but your person's very, very deep in their feelings, and they're viewing you, if you're the female part, then they're viewing you as feeling like you being very much holding on to a sense of loss, like loss of the connection, a feeling of loss, maybe like a feeling of lack somewhat. With this Five of Cups and the Queen of Cups, it's a very unusual depiction because the Queen of Cups here is bleeding, her heart's bleeding, and rather unusual. And then that is a clarifier for the Five of Cups. And if it's the other way around, you're a male trying to ask about a female, then they're afraid of losing you. And in the other case, like you being a male and asking about, you being a female and asking about a male, then they would be aware that you feel, that you are feeling a sense of loss, or that's how they feel about you. It's a little backhanded, but see how this bunny is mourning the loss of the balloons, but the bear is holding two balloons, and which is significant. This is almost this person, if that's the male figure here, this is almost this person saying, see, like I still have the two balloons remaining, that's enough for the both of us. But this bunny chooses to focus on what's gone and what's lost, and that's the same energy as in the original tarot deck, but here is very significant because this, if this person is male, then they're saying like, I got so much to give and I got so much to offer. Whoever is the male part here is feeling like, for the female, like for their perspective, they got so much to offer and they want to do that quick. Like with the King of Cups, like they're coming emotional, stable. And the Knight of Cups being clarified by the King of Cups is like someone who's like ultimately emotional, stable, and also sharing when it comes to that. And I would say this person does not want to hold back on communication. Whoever's the female part was the one who did use harsh words in the past, did maybe fight for their worth in this connection, maybe like, but they feel like the female part has let go of that, truly has let go of being discontent. But this person feels like whatever they did, it was somewhat not enough, and they couldn't satisfy whoever the female part was here. And that's in this person's feelings towards the other person. But they want to, and they wish that if, I'm getting myself confused, but sometimes if like you get shown energies, and that was the same for Pi 1 as well. You get shown energies, and then it's like definitely like a female aspect or a male aspect, and then trying to get it right for like a general reading is like pretty tricky sometimes. But yeah, here it's the ultimate love reading. It couldn't, like, this person just feels like it's hard to get through to the other part. It's hard sometimes to show them how deep their feelings go. And this person really wants to hold on to the connection. And I'm hearing, let me check, like I don't even know the artist's name. It's a very popular one, and the song is Hold On, but I don't want, like, don't bury me alive for this one. Shawn Mendes. His name is Shawn Mendes, and the song is not Hold On, it's When You're Gone. Okay, that's what I'm getting, like, sorry for butchering this one. That's the song. Yeah, it's definitely the song that's coming through very, that's specifically that song for this person. But they're holding on very strong, like they don't want to let go. And this song, I think, is more like it's inevitable that, you know, you gotta make amends. But with this, we have the Death card here upright when it comes to the Two of Cups. It's just fears surrounding this and trying to trying to bring humor to the situation, trying not to be so harsh all the time. And I would say that this person, if this is a male figure, then this person feels that the female is showing up quite... no, I don't want to say that. I'm gonna say it. Nasty with their wording in the past. Yeah, I said it. And but the female has definitely let go of that, and that's what they feel, because we have the Queen of Swords twice. The Queen of Swords clarified by the Queen of Swords in reverse, both in reverse, and then the Five of Swords in reverse, wanting to let go of conflict, wanting to let go of disagreement, with the Two of Swords here, and the depiction clearly wanting to let go of disagreement from the past, wanting to hold on to the situation, wanting to hold on to the connection and to this person. And they do cherish this person a lot. They feel like sometimes they cannot get through, and sometimes this person has like unexpected mood swings, I'm getting, and it's sometimes hard for them to juggle or to understand when to not say something and just leave this person, like give that person some space. And that's hard for them sometimes to distinguish. But overall, I see someone who wants this connection, is very much in love, cherishes the good times, but feels like sometimes they cannot get through to their queen. And if it's like a female, and I will touch upon that, you're inquiring about that, has feelings, then this person is someone what's saddened and doesn't know how to bring more lightness to the connection, and doesn't quite yet understand how to put that into motion. This Harry Potter card that we got, this ridiculous spell, like see things from a brighter perspective sometimes, that may be hard and frustrating for the female part. If you're asking about a female, then this would be her, like this would be specifically for females, if for someone inquiring about a female, and everything else still would apply. Yeah, it would apply. This person's trying to hold on to the connection. I definitely have heavy mood swings from the female part, whoever that is in the connection, is definitely heavy mood swings. But the person that has feelings for this person and that we are asking about in general has very deep feelings when it comes to the other person. And yeah, as I was saying, like doesn't want to let go of the connection, does see that there has been like some sort of roadblock with the Nine of Swords in reverse, but wanting to let go of that and see things from a brighter perspective. And that is actually a saying that's coming to mind, that when I was younger, I always referred to it as such. I was always like, yeah, the world is bigger than that. When things in high school went down like weirdly, I was always like, yeah, the world is bigger than that. And trying to keep reminding myself that you're not stuck in a situation. And even if it feels like the end of the world right now, it's not. And this person's not even referring to the world being bigger than that. It's like, no, the universe is bigger than that. There's so much more, so many things we don't know. And I would say this person is applying big concepts to everyday situations, almost like in tarot, where you look at energies and then apply them to the situation and connect them. Yeah, don't know where that was headed. But anyway, but this person right here is head over heels for you. Head over heels for you. And also does feel like you are head over heels somewhat for them. They feel this reciprocity when it comes to emotions, but they do definitely feel like little stability when it comes to the female part here, or the more female part here. And even if the more female, if you're asking about a more female part right here, how they're feeling about you, even then that would be like that she would be a little less stable. But if you're a girl asking about a guy, then this guy thinks that there are some issues when it comes to stability for the female part. Like the female part is troublesome for this person sometimes. Like what they're saying is like, I'm trying to bring you the world and more. I'm trying to have for you to have a good time. Like you literally chose the sometimes I refer to it as tons of fun at the theme park, because I sometimes get it wrong. So no, you chose the tons of luck at the theme park tarot. But yeah, literally still this is all about fun and having a good time. And I would say that, yeah, your person's is trying to show you a good time whenever they're around, and this is like highly showing in their feelings towards you, that they're trying here. That's how they feel, like I'm trying here, but not from a perspective like I'm gonna let go. No, this person's like having like a really tight grip. And with the Two of Swords upright, the male part here feels like the female part sometimes, is a little unsure or sad about spilled milk, or they got something wrong, and then it's like the female part is gonna hold that against them, almost keeping book, like, and then whenever like the next fight reemerged, that was like on the list of things you did wrong. That's the energy I'm getting. But overall, this person really, like, it's not like they're shying away from it or like that would bother them. And it's a bit, is it justified yet? Why I'm saying like, is it justified here is like, this is one of these situations where I'm like, wow, it's like, obviously you were to get insight on this, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But it's like, we're getting like real insight. We're getting like things that your person wouldn't tell you probably, and if they have, like, they wouldn't want to make sure that right now, I would say, because they feel like this person is so happy that whoever's the female part here is happy about not needing to be so critical about everything, and not needing to fight over everything, and not wanting to fight over every small detail, and really wanting to have a good time and reintegrate that into what you guys got going on, reintegrate the fun side. And that's what they're trying to achieve here, and trying to almost have an end to an old cycle that you two played out, or that they in the past played out with someone else, if this is a rather new situation, and not repeat cycles of the past, not repeat like any toxic behavior of the past. This person doesn't want to do that. They want to put an end to that, I almost want to say reinvent themselves and reinvent the connection, or what they thought connections could be, and they're awakening to funds that you could have and that are still possible for the two of you. And it could well be that this is a connection where you two aren't speaking, because we have heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I'm going to be bluntly honest. I would say that if this is a male you're inquiring about, then they feel as though their female part needs to see that the glass is half full rather than half empty, not cry about spilled milk, and be more open to see life from a lighter perspective and more fun side, and just get your feet wet sometimes. Like, just be more perceptive of what is actually going on, that there's like it hasn't come to a dead end. It's so much more. There's so much more to experience. There's so much more for you to enjoy here in this connection, or there is already so much. If you were to just see it from that perspective, that is what this person is saying. And this person saying is not, I wouldn't say this person is not validating your feelings. That's not what it is. It's just this person saying like, I'm trying, I have deep-rooted feelings for you. I want to be there for you. I see us as counterparts. I see us as being equals, in a sense of like, I cherish you, but please don't be so hard on me. That's what this person is saying. And whenever the other part gets sad, they even want to hold on to the connection more, and they're trying to find ways and means how to end this cycle of for them intolerable harshness, to like, whether that's energetical, but I would say that's more than energetical. With all of the swords energy we got going on here in reverse, they want to put an end to that, but they also see that something has shifted in this connection, where it's like, not maybe because there was so many fights in the past, or it's just so many disagreements on stuff, that they feel like maybe this more female character has shut down, in a sense. Also, maybe there's not like this hasn't like come to terms where it's just smooth sailing now. Maybe this is more so that they feel like the female part has shut down and almost abandoned the connection, but they want to hold on to it. They want to hold on tight. I would say this male figure here is very much in love, but the female part is equally as in love. The perspective is just different. And this is their feelings, but it's almost like so general that it could just still be this the whole connection. That's why it may be confusing, because I keep shifting from like the female part, the male part, but I feel as though that's one person's perspective here, like their records of events when it comes to the connection. But still, there's a lot of fun times that you two shared. So let's say you two did, like, let's choose the theme park theme, because that's literally what we got. You two share a day at the theme park, and like the whole day goes great. That's exactly what we see here. The whole day going great. Like you two got it going. I wanted to say got it on, but let's not turn there. So, and please not add the theme park, I guess, kids. But yeah, where was I? You two got a great day at the theme park, and then you have so much fun. It's like almost like out of this world good. And then one thing happens, like minor event, and this female is very much sad about it and focuses on that and chooses to focus on that, though there's so much to experience here, and there was already so much you guys experienced, right? And there's just so much love, fun, joy, everything, like everything you need, you got. But yeah, this maybe it's almost like this female did not feel like they were heard in their grief when it comes to events in this whole connection, and the male part did put like a blind eye to it and being aware now in a sense. But I would say the male part's still feeling justified, because they're like, come on, like there is so much here. And I get it, like sometimes the male perspective can be like different when it comes to like perceiving things, just in general, but that's just personal. That doesn't have to be connected to male energy. But here we see it as the male energy viewing things that way, in the female part viewing things the other way. And still we do have counterpart energy. We got cup runneth over type of vibe. We got so much love going on. Like the whole reading is full with love. So I would say that you guys, for the majority of you, you guys were a thing already. And I would say that this person does feel like a heart-to-heart conversation is a need. That's what they need right now. And they're trying to discuss their feelings. They're trying to get something across. And both parties here are emotionally mature enough to have this conversation. It's just whoever you're inquiring about, they don't want there to be harshness. They don't want there to be a sword fight. Like, they don't want there to be, you did this, and now this and this and this. Like, they want to come to terms, and they want to really have like a mature talk about what's going on. And they want to initiate that. Whoever you're inquiring about, I would say that they want to initiate that. Yeah, no, not whoever you're inquiring about. If you're inquiring about the male part, then they want to initiate that. If you're inquiring about a female, then they feel as though you should initiate that. So I think, yeah, this person just wants the fun back. They want to bring the fun back. But regardless of, like, they think that's an active pursuit we see to be wanted here, like an active shift. And that's a shift in energy. That is the energy being shifted to seeing what is already working in the connection, instead of focusing on what's not working in the connection, and trying to, by focusing on what is already working in the connection, then having more of what is already working, instead of lack mentality. That's what this person wants, like, and how they feel about the situation. Let's please focus on what we got, because we got so much. And it feels like this person isn't wrong. It feels like the underlying energies here are so major, with like the Star, Temperance in reverse, Death, Two of Cups. Like, we got major energy with the King of Cups and Queen of Cups. And it's like we got such major energy here. It's blowing my mind, really. And then we have this duality of seeing things like from one perspective, the other perspective. And sorry if this is triggering, and I don't want to diagnose anyone from like a pick-a-card reading, but that is just this male part almost being like the female maybe, yeah, I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not going to say it. And it's not something bad. I just literally don't believe in something like that. And I think it's unethical to place something. And this isn't coming from a bad place either. This is like a very protective, supportive type of place. Like, whoever you're inquiring about here is super emotionally mature when it comes to the other person, perceives them as their counterpart despite anything that went on in the connection, and feels like at times the female part is turning away from them, but they're trying to simply hold on to the connection and really trying to have this mutual awareness that there is so much happiness to be shared and to be had. And I cannot wait to see the advice on this one here, because it feels like, we have some roadblocks, there are some roadblocks, but it feels like the ultimate love reading, like someone who has like deep feelings for someone. So yeah, let's get to the advice section, because I literally cannot wait to see that. So pile 2 for your advice, we have some tarot cards. And I'm getting like really good vibes right now. I'm getting immaculate vibes. And I stopped the reading and I wanted to listen to the song I was advising, or I was hearing, because like I was like, okay, what is this about? The song? And that was like immaculate vibes somewhat. For your tarot, we have the 5 of Cups upright, which you had like in the feelings, their feelings. Then you have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay. Okay. You have the Page of Wands upright, little unicorn. And then you have the 3 of Cups, the funds. I'm hearing like every day is my birthday. Okay, the Ace of Wands upright. Then you have Strength upright, cute depiction. This is giving like getting your favorite beverage, coffee beverage. And it's iced here, so that might be a thing for you. Then you have the High Priestess upright, the 7 of Swords upright, the Lovers, ooh, with a Page of Wands. Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, and then you have the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Wow. Okay. The joy is emanating here. Queen of Swords in reverse. Wow. Love this for us. And then you have the 2 of Wands upright. Good vibes. Part 2. And then for your card, it says values and beliefs. And then we have Draco Malfoy. Oh. Is part of an ancient and privileged wizarding family whose beliefs in the superiority of pure-blood wizards is matched only by their devotion to the dark arts and Lord Voldemort. Draco internalizes this point of view wholeheartedly, growing from a spoiled child into a cruel and arrogant teenager. It is not until Draco becomes a Death Eater and is given a horrifying task by Voldemort that he brings to question his upbringing. Have you ever had to question any of your beliefs? If so, what prompted you to begin to change your mind? Sorry, it's not that harsh and cruel as we see here when it comes to your whole reading. But I was like, what is this about? Like, yeah, I was like, wow. But yeah, it's all good. I'll get to that. Interesting, very interesting, very interesting. And also the coloring of your cards, super uplifting message, super great message, great advice. Spirit's got going for you. I'm so happy to bring this across. I cannot tell you how much so. Sometimes you get these readings and you're like, how do I do this? Or what is even asked of me here? And then this reading is just, yeah, the vibe is immaculate, I must say. The force is with you. So the 5 of Cups upright. Yeah, and the force is with you, literally. I would say this is probably the female asking about the male. Yeah, I would say. And if not, then I'll get to that as well. I feel as though in this pile, this might be so split that I'm not going to do it justice if I don't talk about it. But we see 2 energies here very clear again. And I don't want to split that into getting like a neutral person, because that's just not gonna do this reading here justice in terms of what Spirit's showing us. Though you may not resonate with like agenda, and this could be like anyone. We see like rainbow colors here, so it doesn't matter. We're cool with everyone here. So with this Five of Cups upright, clarified by the High Priestess, it's talking about this perceived loss or this perspective that the female part is sometimes holding on to, and what this female part here is afraid of. It's like the next horrible thing that might happen, and trying to gain control over the situation by overanalyzing things sometimes, and always trying to get like higher insight on it. But the female part is still justified in doing so. And for advice for pile 1, we had like the High Priestess in reverse, and then we had so many cards saying like don't try to tap in higher conscious all the time. And it's the opposite here. It's like sometimes trying to know that you're guided and that you are taken care of, and trying to gain stability and momentum by focusing on love and focusing that you do have options. With this Page of Wands, it's like this starter energy and trying to come to new terms, seeing the light from a different perspective. And this seems to be quite significant. Like this reading seems to be quite significant for you, because it's changing your perspective, actively doing so, seeing all of the possibility that life has to offer for you. With this Three of Cups, is talking about joy, it's talking about funds. And as I was saying, in this case, it's talking about seeing every day like it's your birthday, like perceiving every day like it's your day. Today's your day. Like every day you get to live that life and you get to make that choice. With this Ace of Wands, Spirit wants you to know that you're divinely guided, wants you to know that you're not alone in this, wants you to know that you're supported, whatever you go through. You can always shift your perspective. And when you feel like you hit rock bottom, or you hit like a tough patch, or like it's like a dead end for you, you don't know where to go from here, always try to, I'm trying to get it right, shift your awareness in that moment, in that state, when you come to those, like when it feels like it's spilled milk, when you feel like things are lost, when you feel like something scary is just around the corner of you. Start being aware that this is an ongoing thing right now. Like, I'm afraid that is happening right now. That's like happening for me right now, that I'm afraid. And then shift into that conscious of, see how this depiction of the Ace of Wands, where this teddy bear is holding, it's the bunny, where the bunny is holding the wand and opening this door. Oh yeah, and you know, like how in like the first movie or in the first book, they open the door and behind that it's literally the three-headed dog. And Spirit's saying that's not the case, but that's how you sometimes approach things. And Spirit's saying, whenever you fear that you are like what I explained, then shift to there being endless possibilities. And you literally, the depiction of the Ace of Wands here, you being able to open the door to a new perspective, be in this beginner mode, start to feel yourself and experience everything that you do on a new level by just shifting your conscious to everything that is possible in your life. Instead of seeing what has fallen down, try to come to terms with like, what is actually happening here for me? Like, how many doors are there? Like, let's say you're in a room and you have 10 doors, and only behind one door is something that is scary, or that doesn't feel right for you. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. And you need to get to, like, say, point B. But other doors also lead to point B. And you just don't know like how you're going to get there, but there's so many doors. You just need to realize that you are very aware what is behind the scary door, but it's almost Spirit interfering and saying, maybe you do know what's behind the scary door, but all of the other doors, nothing is going to happen. It's like, everything's fine, everything's fine. And reassuring you that everything's fine. Indeed, like everything's fine here. There's so much fun to be had, like, literally, it feels like life is your party, and it's reminding me, though we don't have the sun out, sun's out, we don't have the sun out, but with this Page of Wands, this is giving like sun god, like Louis the whatever number he was. Yeah, that's what it's giving. And then the Three of Cups is the fun card. It's giving so much fun, ultimate fun, and ultimate joy to be experienced. It's a literally just a shift of perception, but that's something that Spirit's encouraging you to do every day. And whenever that happens, it's like, actually, I would say that your person is right. The world is bigger than this. And remind yourself the world may be bigger than this, or the connection may be bigger than this issue. And then resort to not using harsh words and not, I would say, don't try to be overly critical with your person. And sometimes try to be strong. And this is the loveliest depiction of the strength I've ever seen, with this kitten getting this iced coffee. It's wholesome. Getting their strength from this lion coffee shop. I can't with these cards. That's wholesome. This isn't like, usually it's like be strong and then it's like super harsh. But here it's like, even when you need to pull through, there's so much lightness to experience it, and just focus on the good stuff, focus on the light parts. And whenever you feel destabilized, sometimes maybe shift up the task, whatever you're doing, like shift something up, and like you being more aware of how you feel. Yeah, as I was mentioning, whenever you feel like, right now I don't feel so good, I feel like I'm like facing like a dark situation where there is no darkness actually to be experienced. I think that's somewhat, it's not even like the doors, it's somewhat like just a perceived hardship. And this is intertwined with your upbringing. If that is triggering right now, I'm sorry, but this seems to be intertwined with your upbringing. But I would say that your person does have your back here. They do have your back. They do have your back. Yeah, whatever. So, not whatever with your person, but yeah. Don't be so harsh. Don't try to criticize so much. I would say more like focus on the fun, the good stuff. I would say that your person was literally right. And that's also not for you to discriminate against yourself that your person is right in this. I'm pretty sure that you know that they have feelings for you and that they do indeed have your back. I would say that you energetically feel this. But yeah, where was I? Like, sorry for my brains. That's just what happens. Sometimes I start with one thing and then I get carried away and then it's another. Yeah. So yeah, Spirit's saying it's your choice what you do and how you react whenever that comes up. And there's the need for you to be strong, and to sometimes be strong through like certain moments or like certain things that come back up and that just remind you of that and just feel unsettling to you. Sometimes I would say that's not directly connected to your person. It goes back. And you're probably aware of that in a sense, but whenever that happens with the strength, like do something else. I'm not saying like each time you feel like you're not like feeling good, like go get an iced coffee at your place, like coffee shop of like whatever, like no, I'm not saying that here. Like, I'm not encouraging you to have like caffeine overload. So I can relate. But yeah, the thing being, whenever that happens, yeah, maybe sometimes get an iced coffee. Yeah, like if there's like a balance to that, sure, do that. But and use your discernment, obviously. But try to stop yourself in your tracks and be like, do we need to argue this? Really? Like maybe like have like a good sleep and do something fun before you try to argue something, so you can get out of that mental state of a fear-based state. Yeah, fear-based. It's fear. That's playing a part here in this connection, but it's not that your person's shying away from that or that they're not trying to be accountable in this connection and be there for you the way they should. That's not the case. I see like your person did actually, like they showed up for you and they feel kind and generous, to be honest. And in Spirit, like I'm being honest with you. I don't be afraid that I may not be honest with you. Like if you question that, watch pile number 1, that's a very different picture right there. Like that was so different from this. So like I don't jump to any, like I say it how it is. Yeah. So really like feeling like your person's trying to support you through this and trying to be there for you. And what's actually interesting is that the Seven of Swords is depicted by a bunny. Unusual depiction here. And it's from a different deck, see, and the bunny was the female aspect here, and is the one who's like getting this advice, I would say, for the most part, for most of you. Yeah, but I wanted to get back to that. Please, Spirit, like, get me like clearer insight on this strength part. Yeah, that Spirit's saying whenever you feel like you are hitting a rough patch, to really distract yourself and like stop yourself in your own tracks, and always remember that you have the choice how you react and how you choose to react and how you choose to see things and communicate things, so that they are balanced and they are rational, and also in, I want to say, tonality and in their extent match what's actually going on. But I would say that there's definitely not the need for a lot of fighting over anything. There is so much joy to unpack here. Like, Spirit wants you to have so much fun. It's like life's literally your oyster. That's the energy we're getting. So you chose the Tons of Luck tarot deck. So you have tons of luck, and Spirit's like, you're the maker of your own luck. And sometimes that scares me when someone, like when a reader says that, or when I see that in a reading and Spirit's like, it's your choice here, right? You have a choice. And then I'm like, yeah, what if I do something wrong? Spirit's like, no, that's going to be an easy one here. It's going to be easy, because the strength, even though the strength is a card, like it's sometimes to pull through is another story, right? But with your depiction of strength, come on, getting an iced coffee, that seems like first world problems, really. But like, I'm not trying to be harsh here. Maybe I am, but no, I'm not saying like that's not vast what you're dealing with. It does seem like something that you really have to try to get like good coping mechanisms with the Seven of Swords, which I was trying to talk about, but then yeah, whatever I did there. With the Seven of Swords upright and this Ace of Swords, whenever you feel like something bad is just around the corner, to have like better coping mechanisms and be logical and almost I've heard that before, to prepare. I think that was an audiobook, to prepare yourself in good times for when, like whenever you have like really good times. Let's say you're in a mentally very stable state right now listening to this, then this is a good time for you to prepare for when you know like you're gonna know yourself best, right? But when you know like, in this situation, here's what I'm going to do next time I feel this bad. I'm going to first do XYZ and then do XYZ, and then, prepare yourself just so you're equipped that next time it doesn't feel like that anymore. And it doesn't feel like you're going down like a dark patch, because there's no need. Like, the fun that Spirit wants you to embark on is unmatched. It's unmatched. Tons of luck, all the fun's here. Someone who loves you, cherishes you, is protective of you, is protective of what you're going through, if this is you. And if this isn't you, but that is your person, that needs like a heads up, then that would be not to be so harsh with them and be very kind and understanding. So if you're the male part inquiring about a female, and your advice would be, maybe they had like a tough upbringing, or like whatever they experienced and how they experienced their upbringing in contrast to them being socialized like in other realms, like school, for example, like that's going to be significant to like some patterns, and they are trying to like cope. They're just trying to cope, and it may be sometimes harsh, and just a heads up to be there for them. That's what would be advised if like you're a male person watching this and asking about a more female person. And could just be that, I keep repeating it, but could just be that it's someone who is the more female part in the connection. Yeah. And just be there, have compassion. That would be, see the lovers, like how they hug and they're intertwined with everything. And that's what was coming through, like this person wishing that the focus was more on all of the love that is there. And this is a person like that you were inquiring about, that really is trying to hold on to this connection, and it's not letting go. It's not like the inevitable, like in the Shawn Mendes, because that's coming through, right? This isn't it with this person. It's like they're solid. solid rock, I want to say. And yeah, also these people in the Lovers card are also giving like very solid rock type of vibe, because it's like so intertwined with nature, and then they're all gray. But yeah, that's just what's coming through right now. And that's my dog snoring as per usual. But I'm trying to see if there's like any other thing that I did not touch upon, because I really do want to do this justice, because I can relate to like creating healthy coping mechanisms in situations that are scary to you. But with this Draco card, yeah, that's talking about like questioning your beliefs, and also questioning what you perceive to be possible. Maybe there's a different way. And that's why I was saying this reading is very significant for you. And I feel like I didn't do it justice in that way, though. I was like opening up the door to a new life, like seeing things from a totally different perspective. This reading feels literally like you're opening up the door to a new world, like completely different perspective, like things you did not think were possible being possible. This really does feel like, to me, this matches the energy of watching like very fun anime, and everything's just, the impossible is possible there always. Like it always works like in different ways, just shifting your perception so much that you are now aware of so many possibilities, just almost like walking through a portal. That's the energy we're getting here. Like everything is possible for you, and you needing to recognize that and being aware. And not every day is going to feel the greatest, but there's always the possibility for you to tap into that energy. Like every day holds, innately does hold the opportunity to shift your focus. Spirit saying for you, that's the case. Like I've never had a message like this, but I remember that when I was younger, I used to see things sometimes probably more open, as being more open, and things just came with so much more ease in those times, I would say, looking back. And I wasn't aware, but now that I see this, I am aware. And maybe you can relate in one way or another. And this isn't so much about focusing on what went down or doing like a lot of like tons and tons of shadow work. This is more so of like just tapping into the opportunity of having a good time all of the time, almost. Yeah, it's almost, even though it's like every second is like a new possibility for perceiving everything new and perceiving things from a different perspective. Like I could stop myself in my tracks right now and do something completely different than do this reading. Obviously not going to do it, but we're about to finish this. Still though, there's pile number 3 that's still to do. But yeah, it's like always being able to be aware that, being able to be aware. Always being aware that you are able to stop yourself in your tracks and choose differently and shift your awareness to that. And once you do that and shift your awareness also back to love, like whenever like discussions come up, or like just be like, you know what, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because I know what we got is good, and I'm going to think about it maybe, but I'm not going to have this fight right now, or I'm not going to go there and get myself all heated up because I feel like things aren't right, or I see like you didn't do XYZ, or, and then be harsh about it. Like not being like that. It's not being the bigger person, because I think that you two are showing up as quite mature when it comes to emotions, and like solid, equal counterparts, if that makes sense. Yeah, it does. Yeah, but I'm happy to see this energy. And the last thing, yeah, you definitely are also called whenever you feel like that. Contrary to pilot number 1's advice, you're asked to get a reading or do something that connects you just to spirit, that connects you to anything that gives you comfort, that makes you feel like you are divinely guided, and ask for divine guidance, whatever that like may feel like. And that was really like quite the contrary with panel number 1. So this is specifically for you. And also through that, gain good coping mechanisms. I would say that there is a lot of insight for you to get by connecting to spirit and connecting to what you believe in and what practice calls to you in terms of finding good coping mechanisms, but also maybe, whatever you feel guided to. But just know you're not alone in this, and this person's here, and there's so much joy. I can't I can't wrap this around my head, like how much joy, like Paya 2. You got it good. You got it real good. Yeah, and with this Harry Potter card, what I was missing, the next question is, if so, what prompted you to begin to change your mind? Whatever makes you feel like there's abundance, you're called to seek more of that. And this is really giving like coffee addiction here, but not in like a in like the shadow aspect, which it just is. An addiction is a shadow aspect. Actually a feminine energy, but yeah, no. If so, what prompted you to begin to change your mind is like holding on to something that gives you peace of mind. And I don't mean like in a very negative way. Obviously, it's creating healthy coping mechanisms that like, and whilst doing so, be aware whatever like positive change you see occurring, and whenever you saw like in the past like positive changes when it came to your perception, what brighten your horizon. And I would say this person does brighten your horizon. Like I'm literally, yeah, remember how this person was looking at the stars with you in the cards. But this is like metaphorically speaking, like this person is broadening your horizon to all of the possibilities there are to experience. And I would say they want to do you good. And that just, no, that wasn't like no pun intended. Yeah, that's well. Okay, I'm gonna stop the reading right here. Stop me in my tracks. Part 2. I hope this reading did resonate, and if it did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you like my content, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. So hope to see you again soon. Bye, pile number 2. Pile 3, if you chose the romantic tarot or this Amazonite crystal, and this is your reading. Before we begin, I'm so grateful that you've chosen to join me for this reading. Your support means the world to me and helps me create more content that resonates with you. By liking this video, you can also help other people discover this reading and receive the guidance they may need. So if you enjoyed this reading, please take a moment to like it and share it with others who may benefit from it. To grow our community, it's the easiest way to support our community and me. For your pre-shuffled tarot cards, we have the Star upright. We have the Knight of Pentacles upright. We have the 10 of Pentacles upright. You might have been here before, pile 3. You have the Ace of Cups upright. You have the 8 of Swords in reverse. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles upright. Wow. Pile 3. Then you have the 2 of Swords in reverse. The Ace of Pentacles upright. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles upright. Okay, you have 2 times the Knight of Pentacles. The 9 of Wands in reverse. And the Emperor in reverse when it comes to the 10 of Pentacles. And I must say, when I was shuffling the 10 of Pentacles, it fell out this direction, but I felt more drawn to put it upright. And usually when it does that, I don't take the card, but I was called to take the card because we have the 10 and 10, and I was like, okay, the energy is matching here. And it came out so distinctively that I was like called to just take it. And yeah, the direction felt that way, but I'll get to that, what I'm seeing here. So for your Harry Potter card, you have values and beliefs. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Professor Trelawney claims to see the Grim in Harry's teacup. The Grim is a superstition in the wizarding world, an omen of death to anyone who sees it. What superstitions do you believe in? How do they affect the way you approach your life? And then new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Yeah. So pile number 3's person's feelings for their person revolve around tangibles. I would say financial matters, about investing in the connection, also in having that not only be financial in a way and apply that to however this fits your situation, but not only financially, but also emotionally invest in the connection. And with the Star being here first, clarified by the 2 of Swords, there is definitely indecision. This person is trying to, I want to say, wrap their head around how to bring things about and how to come to terms in this, there's indecision going on. Usually this talks about hope and courage, and I would say that they have like very passive courage, or the way they go about it is extremely passive. They have a lot of feelings, and this seems to be some sort of new beginning. So for some of you, this is a new connection, and for others of you, this is just the renewal of a connection, and that's why we have new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. This is your person thinking about you and wanting you, but the way they go about it is passive. And still, like, it's both. It's passive and active, but not active when it comes to directly tending to you, with this depiction of the Knight of Pentacles, the first Knight of Pentacles we have. And this is the overarching energy here, the Knight of Pentacles and the 10 and 10. Definitely the suit of Pentacles and the suit of Cups. And we see some sword action here and like tiny bits of wands. I'll get to all of that. But this person is trying to clear themselves of some sort of a mental anguish with the 8 of Swords, clarified by the 9 of Wands upright in reverse. It's trying to let go of a concept of needing to be tied down to something, needing to, I'm hearing locked up. Though this person is coming forward very stable, which is, they're coming forward very stable. That may be something that dealing with that isn't easy for them, like some sort of concept that isn't easy for them to let go of in terms of moving this connection forward. But usually the 10 of Cups is like really an outburst of emotions and happiness, total fulfillment. And it's also happiness in this depiction and vastness of happiness. And what's always confusing me is that this is the romantic tarot that you've chosen. And there's so many romantic depictions, even where it's not asked for, like, or it's not asked for, but where like the original tarot doesn't apply any type of relationship matters, because this is talking about relationships, though we see this 10 of Cups being super passive. Like, it's not them directly engaging with each other, directly interfering here, which is unusual to me for a depiction of a 10 of Cups in a deck that is all based on being romantic. And it's like he's tending to the cats mostly, and this woman's just watching him. So to me, this is just a reminder of, yeah, there are these feelings, and that is clarified by the Ace of Cups. It's like cup runneth over 2 times, the depiction of that. But this person is passive about it. It's tending to divine concepts in order to bring this about, and whatever that may be for them. So people who refer to as, for example, not believing in anything and being atheists, still they believe in basic laws. Still they believe in basic, like, social, may that be social concepts. And a lot of times they don't realize that, but everyone in our world applies certain concepts to bring something about. And even if this person doesn't regard themselves as highly spiritual, then still the way they deal with this, trying to bring the situation about, is so passive. It's tending to something they think is in order to manifest something. And why I'm putting it that way and talking about it that, like, about someone being atheist, is because we don't see the Magician. I would have immediately snapped to saying, like, this person's trying to manifest you, or is trying to, like, tend to, like, higher powers to bring this about. But they are, but in there, like, they have a different concept when it comes to that. And I would say for the majority, they're not atheist, but their way of bringing up this about is very structured, but very logical when it comes to how they rationalize it. Like, they rationalize this process, though what they're not seeing is that they're applying, and maybe they are seeing that it's, for the majority of you, they have some sort of concept. And I don't get, like, for the majority of you, this is someone who's being atheist, but I'm just saying there is, like, that's not excluded here, because we don't see the Magician, though we see this concept. And if I'm getting a clarifier and Spirit's throwing the Magician in, I'm gonna be so sad. But yeah, it's a passive way of going about something that you want, because it brings you fulfillment and happiness. And this person you're inquiring about feels happy around you, feels fulfilled around you, enjoys your presence, enjoys when you tend to them, and not only tend to your garden. They enjoy that, but they see you as tending to your own garden for now, holding stability back from them, holding tangibles away from them, which quite literally, like, they feel like their way of going about it right now doesn't really work, or it's their plan, their divine plan for this, it doesn't work out. And I'm gonna say divine plan because that's how I'm gonna have it. So whatever this person's belief system is, I'm gonna frame it that way for now to lighten my load. But this person also wants to lighten their load with the 9 of Wands in reverse and the 8 of Swords in reverse. They want to lighten the load, which is funny. We had something similar going on in part 2, though the energy was very different. And sorry if you can hear my dog in the background right now. Yeah, so with the 10 of Pentacles upright and the Emperor upright, this is this sense of indecision. They want to tend to you, but are they themselves showing up in a very stable way? And Spirit's saying they don't feel that way about you, or they don't feel like they can fully step into their stability when it comes to you right now. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because you don't allow them to, or yeah, let's get a clarify on that one. That one is confusing me. And I was telling you that the 10 of Pentacles came up in a specific way, and I don't want, yeah, let's just do that. Please clarify the 10 of Pentacles in conjunction to the Emperor for us, Spirit. The Page of Wands. But it was, I did not like the direction of it. This is definitely a beginning stage with this Ace and this Page of Wands being here. It's fresh energy. And even if this is not the newest of connections, this person wants to give this a new touch and wants to re-emerge or restart this whole thing, and with different energy. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, one more please, Spirit, and see the Wheel of Fortune is 10, 10, 10, 10. 1, 1. Yeah, okay. You get it? Like, it's a beginning here. It's a beginning. This person, Two of Cups. Yeah, this person's deep, deep, deep in their feelings for you. Pile 3. And they want to expand this connection. They want to move this forward and want to move this forward. Inevitably, and let's get one more. Why is the Emperor in reverse though, Spirit? Tell us why the Emperor is in reverse. Tell us why the Emperor is in reverse. And I'm hearing like they feel like, no, that's like not the direction we seek. Please tell us why the Emperor is in reverse, Spirit. Why is the Emperor in reverse? It's Fool in reverse. Okay, KKK. And the Fool is the 0. You got like 1, 0, 1, 0. That's a thing here. So this person's extremely in love. They feel very happy around you. And by seeing all of these clarifiers, I was like, why is this person being so passive? Like, and they're not passive, actually. That's what Spirit's saying. Like, I did not get the picture right. It's more so someone preparing to invest in a situation where they're not sure about the outcome. They feel though this is divinely guided. So I wasn't getting that right when I was talking about like the atheist. Maybe they refer to it as such, but still though, like they deep down, they feel like this is guided. This is guided. It's something that has to happen or it's meant to happen, though they feel unstable. And I would say they feel unstable based on certain events of the past, and that might have something to do with you. But for the majority, I get like it's nothing that has to do with you, because for the majority, this seems like a fresh connection and something like, even if something's re-emerging here, this person's coming in with new energy and with new outlooks and ways to invest in the situation and invest in the connection. And they are eager to do so, though we see with this with the Emperor in reverse, sometimes don't. and they feel this strong pull towards you. And it's more than just a strong pull. It's like they have deep-rooted feelings for you. We have all of the cards you would see in a love reading, and we have that going on in part 2 as well. It's like someone is in love here. Someone's deep in their feelings, with this Ace of Cups, feeling like this is divinely guided, feeling like you found the hidden treasure. This is giving their energy, like they found the hidden treasure, and now they have to and now I get why they would do so passively, because they feel like they have to go through the chores you have to go through in order to ground something in your reality. So they're grounding this in their reality. They're tending to this wishing well to ground this in their reality. See, they're investing in this, but they're also passively investing in this. Why do they do that? And I wasn't giving them the benefit of the doubt, because I saw similar energy before, and it was just reminding me of that. But that's not your person, and that's why I did them a little wrong, I want to say, because they're trying to ground this in their reality, and they think like to have this new beginning, they also need to be in that headspace. And it's weird, because we look into those energies, and sometimes I read those as being like what your person would want to say to you or something, like but like them like talking to us how they feel about you. But this is like intruding their thought patterns. It's intruding their way of going about things. It's like it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't sit well with me, but I'm just going to say, but if it's helping and spirit wants this, then it is what it is. So we're doing this here. Yeah, but your person's investing in the connection, and this is the way for them to bring things about. Whatever religion or belief system or concept they have going on, this is their concept of bringing things about. But for a lot of you, this is going to be like some sort of routine for them to manifest things. But the way they go about it is really legit, and it's very grounded, and it's very, I want to say, logical, though they question their ability to rationalize in this with this Two of Swords in reverse. They feel as though, sometimes they feel as though they let their emotions get a hold of them, but it's not to a point where, yeah, they feel anguish sometimes about that, because there's a chance of not being heard and seen in what you're trying to accomplish here. It takes two to tango, but so that's natural, I would say, if I would have to judge. But Spirit's going to be our judge when it comes to your advice, how you are supposed to, or like what Spirit has to tell us, what they would advise you to do. So what Spirit would advise you to do in this situation, and I cannot wait to see, because this person here is legit. Like, they're coming forward, wanting to expand their horizon with the Three of Wands. I feel as though this person's trying to do the right thing when it comes to you. She's trying to like solidly lay the grounds for this connection to flourish. Like twice the Knight of Pentacles, they're coming forward. They may not be the fastest coming, like it may not be like the fastest one coming, but you know, to build something tangible and that has like ground, it can't be. But though they don't feel like it's possible for them to really step up in their masculine somewhat, and I'm getting like a real sense of someone masculine you're inquiring about, or like this concept of conquering something or claiming something, and not in a toxic way here. Spirit reminded us this isn't toxic. It's not someone toxic. It doesn't feel toxic. It's, yeah, my thoughts are all over the place right now. Seeing this, it doesn't give toxic energy. And with the Fool in reverse, it's not their first time around. I'm hearing like it's not their first time around. You know, they're not naive about these things, so they know it takes two to tango. They have intentions for this, and they feel like Spirit has intentions for this, or the laws of the world, whatever they want to refer to this as. But they know it takes two to tango, so it hasn't been their first time around. And I would say in some capacity, that's preventing them from stepping into fully claiming in that sense. And still, the Emperor in reverse, it doesn't like, it's not coming together the way like, well, why make it make sense? And Spirit was like, yeah. And then Spirit was just getting us insight that this person doesn't appear to be all toxic. And I was getting this person wrong because I was framing this from a perspective of having had a similar reading in terms of cards and then just a different energy. And then Spirit reminding me that's not the energy. But yeah, right now, like seeing this Harry Potter card that I wasn't looking at, what superstitions do you believe in? How do they affect the way you approach your life? That's the mental anguish. It's like not wanting a new and fresh situation, wanting a new love, and with new love that is you. Like that is definitely, most definitely you, judged by these cards and the energy. Wanting a new love, wanting all that, but then seeing it with eyes from someone that lived before. It's like not lived before, like not like has lived life and things went down. They want to be able to see this with fresh eyes. So this is like their superstitions affect them, like the way they, like that's a universal concept. Things that you've experienced will affect you, but they're trying to have like a way to work through this. But it's a solid one though. They're struggling with that. They're struggling a bit, I would say. I would want to say, yeah. This is the Fool and the Emperor in reverse, both in reverse. Very big concepts, huge concepts we have. And the Wheel of Fortune being here. But the Wheel of Fortune is talking about this Ten of Pentacles. Like they want their happy ever after with you. They want all that. They want all that stability, a lot of stability. This person seeks stability like I haven't seen before. But they're ready to go for it. They're ready to give this a go and wanting to pursue you. But I would say that this person also wants to have it their way, in a justified way, not in a toxic way, more in a way of being able to show up and stand up in their firm belief system. And I would say this person does bring the stability to the connection, and they seek for the fulfillment you bring them, and they seek for this emotional. And we had something quite similar in pile number one when it came to what they're looking for or what they love in the person, because I would say that we had the Two of Cups and all of that coming out as well, but it's a different situation, very different energy here. So yeah, this person is very serious about you, very much so. And they think that you two can do this together. They may not have all of the means yet. They highly rely on, I want to say external forces, but not forces that you could quite put your finger on, I want to say. Yeah, they're heavily relying on that, but they're doing their part here. And they're willing to move this forward, willing to not only give this a shot, like they're coming correct and they're coming stable actually. Still we have this Emperor in reverse for them right now. But it also, as I was mentioning, it feels almost sometimes, yeah, it just doesn't sit right with me to look into energies like that and then have like so much insight on a person that is just their thoughts, because like thoughts are free and you know, everyone's going through something, or I'm just not sure if everything needs to be known. But if Spirit's showing us that it's for you to know, so you're justified in being here, right? It's for you to know this. Spirit wouldn't be showing us this if you weren't to seek out this advice and seek out how they feel about you and how they feel a lot. I mean, we have like emotions all over the place. And this, I was saying this in a previous pile, but to me, actually, this one now seems like the ultimate love reading as well. It's like, yeah, pile number two, I want to say was that where it was also like a very beautiful love reading, but you do have that as well. This person has tons and tons and tons of feelings for you, and they really do want to come correct and want to have it all with you, and they believe there's a high chance for that to happen, though they don't see you investing in it equally. And that may be also something that is connected to the past. We don't see that here. Let's get the advice. I cannot wait to see what that will be. So pile 3, I had to move the reading a bit because the sun was blinding my vision. But for your advice cards, we have the King of Cups upright. And very crucial to the depiction of this King of Cups is the horses we see here. And then we have the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, yeah. And then we have the High Priestess upright. Yeah. Then we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And you have the Ace of Swords in upright. You have, actually that came out in reverse. So, or did it? Yeah. I'm not sure. Let's take it upright. You have the Star as well. Then you have the Three of Wands in reverse. You have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Interesting. You have the Sun in reverse. Yes, it's Star upright and the Sun in reverse. You have Temperance upright. Yeah, makes sense. Make it make sense, and it does. You have the King of Swords in reverse. Wow, yeah. Love that. So you have 3 Harry Potter cards. Usually that's a no. But they came out the way they came out. I was like, I'm going to have all of them. So Flights of Fancy. And it says, the room of requirement is a special room in Hogwarts that only appears when a person has great need of it. It has a different appearance depending on the situation, changing to meet the searcher's particular needs. Harry and his friends use it in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix to hold clandestine Dumbledore's army's meetings. It also appears frequently as a place to hide things, and Harry eventually finds Ravenclaw's diadem, one of Voldemort's Horcruxes there. Imagine if you could step into the room of requirement right at this moment. What would it become for you? Wow. Blowing my mind. Pile number 3. Identity. We all got both light and dark inside us. What matters is the part we choose to act on. That's who we really are. Sirius Black, Harry Potter, and the Order of the Phoenix. Consider the light and dark sides of your personality. Which side do you think you have been choosing to act on the most lately? Okay. And then we have Experiencing Loss. At the end of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Dumbledore confronts Harry in his office after Sirius's death, trying to help him understand that it was not Harry's fault that his grandfather died. After Dumbledore's death in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Ron and Hermione visit the astronomy tower with Harry, quietly offering their support and companionship to their grieving friend. How do you provide comfort and support to someone who's dealing with grief and loss? There is so much to unpack here. Pile 3 with this King of Cups upright. This is talking about trusting how someone shows up and how someone shows up emotionally mature and when they show up. So in this depiction, there's a mask on the floor, but this person showing up still has a mask on and is attending some sort of mask ball, but is solely standing on this balcony. And the horses really do give me this sense of Trojan horses, and you fearing this may not be like the stability that you seek, or this person's not as emotionally mature to maybe handle certain aspects when it comes to you. And Spirit's giving you a heads up. You can trust what you see with this person. You can also trust your intuition when it comes to this person. Don't try to bend over backwards and change your perspective, constantly change narratives on yourself. When viewing this situation, don't change your perspectives like frequently in a major way. Don't try to see from someone else's perspective. Try to tend to your own garden here first. Spirit's quite literally saying this with this Page of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse. And only give what you can truly give and what feels right to you. Not trying to be part of something just to be part of something, not trying to expend yourself over your comfort zone. Don't try to change your comfort zone. Be aware of that by trusting your intuition. Don't be overly emotional in the situation. It's like, don't try to put yourself in a state where you always like trying to view it from such an emotional side. Rather go to a perspective where you just judge it based on trying to get insight. Spirit's like you're getting like good insight, and we had this in Pile 2 coming out as well, the High Priestess, getting insight, seeking comfort, and getting insight when it comes to the situation. And this is crucial to like what we choose to act on in our dark side. So I would say that by tending to what's meaningful and what gives you connection to the divine, you can then transfer lightness into your experience. And we see this quite literally being clarified by the sun in reverse, that you might be able to bring more lightness into your life by not what you solely have based on your own discernment, but also have like based on trying to find a reasonable a way to tend to your spiritual side, which seems reasonable to you and which also seems to be intertwined with rationality for you. It's giving the monology card that says balance spirituality with practicality, I want to say it says. Yeah, I think that's the monology card for this energy we see here. And with this, be reasonable and not be overly emotional in the situation. Try to tend to your guidance, like, and not give what you cannot. Like, don't overextend yourself just for what this connection may be or could be. Just tend to what is, but what is you can trust. If that makes sense. It's hard to explain. It's instead of focusing on what could be or the happiness you could seek in a connection, tend to your connection with the divine. When you feel like you don't see that based in your reality or you don't trust yourself with certain emotions, and I would say that you have such a good intuition with this high priestess being here. It's saying don't romanticize the connection for your own good. Not over romanticize the connection because you're not worth it or you're not capable or this situation may not be capable. It's not that. It's for your own good, for your own stability, for your own. This is a notion I was having earlier when I was thinking about a specific situation and that just came up. It's something about disappointment. And then you have this common saying like disappointment comes from expectations and only that can bring about a disappointment. Yeah, but I feel like that's like only half of the story. I feel more so like this feeling of unease also stems from mostly, I want to say sometimes, but mostly investing in things or overly investing in things when it's not even asked for at this point, or where like things have to evolve naturally. And I would say that this person that you're inquiring about is quite aware of that. And I know now why they would see you as being unstable at times, or not bringing stability to the connection, what we saw. And I was using this word earlier today before, but it's doing a disservice to yourself if you act on situations which are merely based on your expectations of a situation and not on the current, not on what's tangible, and already based like a lot of things on that. And only that brings the real discomfort, because at the end, that's not going to be, there's no temperance in that. See, and spirit wants you to bring temperance to that, wants you to have like a smooth sailing situation, which is based on learning how to integrate your insight into having like, and your intuition in serving you on your path, instead of trying to focus on outcomes or on events that have yet to happen. And yeah, what I was trying to say and did not bring across, it's when we act on events that haven't even happened, but we mentally feel into that, we mentally tap into that, and then we act upon something, and to someone else that may not be justified, it's totally justified like for you, and that does make sense and always validate your feelings. It's just that this can bring imbalance to the situation and therefore have like a unwanted effect on a situation because there's imbalance now. And then, and sorry for my dog snoring in the background, there's an unbalanced situation. So you have given so much of yourself, and the one you're disappointed with most is you. But sometimes we externalize that then and put that onto people, like XYZ disappointed me in that situation, when really we put into something that still had to get off the ground. It needs to get off the ground first. And your person's aware of that. And your person wants to be in the driver's seat of this. And I also see you wanting to do that, but maybe I'm seeing like some sort of shadow aspect here, trying to control the situation and trying to control the narrative, trying to control how this person comes forward, or trying to have like not let go of control in the situation. And Spirit's like, don't change your perspective. Very tangible advice here. Don't change your perspective. Don't try to see it from a different light every day. Don't try to bring yourself to a state. And that's like self-imposed, of emotionally destabilizing yourself by extending yourself too much. And too much is not too much from that person's perspective. It's actually internally, it's too much for you because you're not at the stage yet. That's not the stage of the connection that you're at. And have balance, bring balance to the situation for yourself. This is like internal. It's internal work. It's integrating all of the insight you get. You get so much insight. And use logic. Always use logic. Does that serve you? How does it serve you? And with the star, there is potential, and see how interesting it is with the star being here. It's happiness and fulfillment and joy. It's the last card for you, and it was the first card for your person's feelings toward you, and it's the last for you. It seems to be for you here the outcome, and it seems to be more of an active pursuit when it comes to the person that you're inquiring about. And it doesn't mean like putting blames on your person when they don't show up right the moment, right at the time you would want them to, or the way you would want them to, because you're trying to control the narrative. It's allowing the situation to evolve, which will be easier for you to tap into that energy if you tap into your connection with the divine, if you tap into the connection you have with higher knowledge here. We see that, and that will help you to get more, integrate more of that light aspect. We see a lot of darkness when it comes to there's like spirits almost showing you slow process and manifesting that for you with a person. You feel like it's moving too slow somewhat, and spirits doing this in order for you to work on those shadow aspects, that wanting to expand, but I don't believe that you actually want to expand faster than is asked for, because this is what we see, expanding out of your comfort zone all the time. Or very significant. Imagine if you could step into the room of requirement right at this moment. What would it become for you? This situation, if you wanted to, is what you want it to become. Why am I saying this? And this is like implying control over the situation, right? Yes and no. You have control of what you actually need. It's not what you think this person needs for you, or what rule you think you need to embody for this person to be content. It is what you actually need. Don't extend yourself out of your comfort zone. What you need is there for you to experience. What you actually need. Have a friend to tend to, have a friend to talk to. It's there. It's a concept of what you actually need. If you are aware of what you need inside of you, then it's going to be there. And it does seem so woo-woo talking about this, but there's like, I'm doing it justice right now, and I know it because I'm following like the footprints and trying to bring this message across that I'm seeing here. And in the movie, you have to imagine what you need, but that's asking yourself and trying to have this process of, what do I actually need right now? And in each situation, and may that be minor, in each situation, ask yourself, what would comfort look for me right now? What would comfort me? And what would do me justice? I'm hearing rationalize your integrity. And see how this bunny, it's riding a wave, it's self-assured. And it's also headed into the connection. There is this tangible possibility for you, but it's not trying to serve other people. It's also serving you. It's serving you first. So you have to give, like you have something to give. Your cup is full too. And it's also allowing to receive what someone has to give. So instead of, your person had that, but being suspicious when your person shows up right with this King of Cups here, that maybe like start to receive what you get, but also know what you want to get, but start to depend on emotional maturity within yourself and with others, and you can tend to that. This is just a shadow aspect that you're acting on. It's not you. It's not you, and it was never you to begin with. It's just a program that you're watching almost. It's not like the shadow aspects. Whenever you feel discomfort here, it's telling you something, yes, and then it's like tending, what type of discomfort am I feeling and why am I feeling it? and it's very hard to explain. And yeah, actually, let's get a clarifier on your Harry Potter card, and then I'll touch upon the King of Swords, because this is very crucial. Let's not take that right away. Please clarify the Harry Potter card for us, Spirit. Please clarify the Harry Potter card for us. All right, Harry Potter card. Make it make sense. Okay. Another one, please. It's talking about divine guidance, and it's talking, I would say, about you trying to overextend yourself sometimes and trying to be there for others. And see how when we were talking about this person and the burden they're trying to, something they're trying to get off their shoulders, you're someone who wants to comfort people, and I would say has quite the ability to do so because you have the insight and you are highly intuitive. And the Page of Wands is telling us there's a line to it where you overstep your own boundaries, where you overextend yourself, with this Three of Wands in reverse here as well. Like, it's sometimes, what does a person really need? You can only do so much. The person has to do what is asked of them. Like, you don't solve other people's problems by carrying their load. Instead, sometimes presence is all that is needed. And with like, what are Ron and Hermione gonna do when like Harry's godfather died? What are they gonna do, right? Other than be friends and be there for him. But they cannot take that away from him. And I would say that sometimes you just overextend yourself to a point where you overstep your own boundaries and you don't realize that you did. And it's a hard concept to explain. It's just trying to be aware of doing so, and whatever situations you do so, and trying to integrate a more light side to getting insight, other than trying to solve other people's, and I don't even want to say problems, is other, like, you're not in someone else's shoes. Yeah, that's what we see. And there's divine intervention. And as harsh as all of this sounds, I would say this is just Spirit wanting you to integrate way more light into your life, because Spirit's eventually saying things can be much easier if you know your own comfort zone for your own sake, for your own good. It's for your own good. It's not for anyone else. It's like, it's not having like, and whilst I was shuffling, I was thinking about something that's very crucial. And yeah, with this King of Swords in reverse, it makes me feel as though you're trying to connect to this person by connecting to what works for them and what would open doors for them, or what would work for them. And Spirit is like, what would work for them is not going to be different than what would work for you. Because if you're overextending your own boundaries by trying to please others and serve others, everyone's going to pay the consequences in return. And that's eventually, things are going to come to light then when you overextend yourself and step out of your comfort zone. And Spirit's trying to serve you here, and it's trying to serve to you. It's trying to serve a situation to you in which you can bloom and step into your joy and happiness, with the Star card being here and the room of requirement. It's not going to be what works for your person. Your person will work around your comfort zone if they're the right one for you. They'll find ways and means to cater to you, not in a toxic way that you're on this pedestal and you're this, like, a connection is both parties trying to work together for the greater good and trying to match each other's energy by being a different side of the coin, or being like, it's not going to be matched energy in connections doesn't mean the same energy when it comes to romantic connections. It's being like a piece of the puzzle. And imagine if the puzzle, everything was the same in a puzzle, then you couldn't fit, like, that wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit. Just, you couldn't do a puzzle, because then, yeah, I hope that it makes sense. But I was like, make it make sense, Spirit, please. And I was seeing this puzzle pieces, and yeah, then I have to vocalize it. You get where this turns out, yeah. So tons of fun with you, and there's tons of fun for you to experience once you realize that spirit's trying to cater here to you, and spirit's interfering with this person situation, and trust in the divine, trust in your intuition. You don't have to solve every riddle on your own. Like, there's two to tango, and your person did realize that already. So good. And like, actually would want to see this connection flourish. I actually do. And I don't usually say something like that. I leave it up to anything. And it's awkward to say something when we see the Ace of Cups in reverse, like in the Sun in reverse. But in your reading, it does make sense. It does make sense to not feel like the fun and the joy and the happiness of this connection is solely determined by you showing up and overextending yourself. That's the getaway from those cards. Things are going to cater to you, and not in a entitled, toxic, whatever way. It's working with spirit to figure out what would make you feel comfortable, and really working with spirit in that. Like, the High Priestess is the overarching energy here, in a sense. I love to see this energy. You're gonna get so much insight. Pile 3, I already know. Spirit's saying, like, you're gonna get all the insight that you need. Trust. And you will be taken care of. So yeah, I think that's all I got. Pile number 3, it was so lovely reading your energy and reading your person's feelings. And as always, if you like this reading, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to my channel to not miss a reading. Also hit the notification bell, and yeah, hopefully see you again soon. Bye, pile number 3.